Welcome back to the Paul White Show. We're glad you stayed tuned. I do have an in-studio guest, another one at least, and his name is Charles Jones. I've been trying to get this fella in the studio for probably 3 to 4 years, and finally I got him in here. Welcome to the show, Charles.
How you doing,
Charles
Paul?
is out of Oklahoma City. He's the manufacturer of CJ's Bait. Charles, how did you get started making this bait?
Well, it really came about by me just fishing. You know, fishing at a young age. Mom and Dad taking me fishing while we was young. The whole family. It was 9 of us, so I was the youngest, and everywhere they went, I got to go. So really started by fishing at a young age, and as it went on, my dad learned a technique from a man, and when the man passed away, the lady that he turned him on to, that's where we started learning how to fish this way.
Okay.
It's a unique way. We call it slip corking, and we fish with the punch bait and the stink bait. And what happened was the lady, she got too old where she couldn't make the bait. So we started out looking for different baits to use, and a few baits came to mind that's still out there on the market today, but that just wasn't satisfying for us. So what we eventually did was start trying to make it ourselves.
Oh, okay.
And, the first time I did, it didn't come out successful, but later on I tried it again, and when my dad started asking about it and wanting to use it, then I knew I really had something then. So that's the bottom story of this bait here, and that's about how we started making it, and now I got it all over the United States right now.
Oh, good. So how long ago has that been? How many years are you in it now?
Well, we started probably about 20 years ago, but we put it on the market it'll be 17 years this coming April.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you mentioned that this is a sort of a different type of way of fishing. You call it slip fishing, and the bait. Now, this bait has your secret ingredients in it, I'm sure, and we don't want to expose your ingredients or your recipe, but what makes this bait so unique?
This bait is so unique because a lot of people's used to different baits like your sponge bait, dip bait, even fishing with liver and stuff like that. This bait actually stays on the hook. It doesn't come off. You just use, actually I got a hook here. You just actually use a treble hook with it, and you punch it in there with a stick. And when you punch it in there with a stick, you pull it out. So when you pull it out, you don't have to touch it, ball it, or nothing. You just throw it out there. And when you throw it out there, you leave it. You don't bring it in for 5 or 15 minutes or so. You leave it out there until the fish hit it. So it has a fiber in it that helps hold on, and which we'll show that later on in the show here. But it's a unique bait, and like I say, it's nothing like it. It holds on in the rivers, lakes, streams, ponds. You can use it about anywhere.
A lot of baits are also sort of manufactured to water temperatures. Is there any specific water temperature that your bait is made to fish in?
Well, people really didn't know the history about stink bait. Stink bait was actually made for wintertime fishing because of the smell. It does have a smell to it, and it was actually made to fish in the wintertime because it attracts the fish. The smell goes in the water when the other baits was kind of just out there. But as we found out, springtime, summertime is actually turned out to be the best time to fish it. It throws out more scent. It holds on to the hook real good, so stays out. And which with my bait, I have 4 different flavors. I have crawdad, minnow, shad, and then we have the monster bait. That is the bomb there. So, which we're going to show the crawdad today, and it's a good bait for early time fishing because early in the spring, that's when the crawdads first come out, and that's what's going to happen here in a little bit.
Right, they'll start feeding on crawdads first.
Here, crawdads first. So,
this bait too can be fished at, I assume, any depth.
Any depth. You can fish at any depth. The technique that we will show and we'll talk about here is a slip cork technique. And this technique here can be used at any depth. We have what we call a slip knot bobber stopper, and that's that there. You can adjust how deep you want to fish with it. And then when you throw out there, if you set it at 8 foot and you're fishing at 10 foot of water, it'll drift until it gets to 8 foot. When it gets to 8 foot, it'll stop. Usually the fish will hit it maybe before it gets to 8 foot, but definitely when it gets to 8 foot, they'll hit it. And once it gets to 8 foot, it don't come in, it stays out there. So even if the wind is real heavy, it'll stay out there, because the difference is this slip cork that we use with this bait, it allows you to fish at any depth where most of your cork is up under the water like this, and this part here is sticking up where you can see it. So it's not actually laying down in the water, it's actually standing straight up. So when they hit it, you can see it. Now we do have a certain night light that we're able to put on here at the top, which they call the glow sticks, and you can stick that on there and fish at night as well. So it's a unique way of fishing, and like I say, this is the way we fish. We fish with one rod and one reel. So we catch a lot of fish with this technique. And which I say, I'll show you how to set this up later here.
All right. So this is actually a real unique bait, and also a unique technique to use when you're fishing with this bait. And like you said, you could fish. I've had some people that use it when it's real cold outside, and they tell me that fish still hit it.
That's right. Right now, it's February.
Right.
We got people still buying it.
Right.
Now, in the South, we have more buying it as it is in the North.
Right.
And which that'll change, because as the temperature warms up and the water warms up, then you'll get more people up north fishing it. But right now, we have plenty of people down south really using this bait. And even around my area, they're still catching fish, because like I say, you can fish it at any temperature, but the best time is around the when the water gets around about 70 to 75 degrees. That's the best time when that water gets that temperature.
Okay, all right, Charles, we're going to take a short commercial break, and we'll be back and let you demonstrate how you rig this unique cork up system you got, and how you actually use the punch bait. Stay tuned. You're watching the Paul White Show.